gangster.
By now, because of what happened down in Sanford, Florida, there are probably very few who have not heard of the talk. That's the conversation that every responsible parent of a black teenage boy in America must initiate. In Portland or in Philadelphia, the lessons are all the same. When you're approached by a cop, you lose your need to be tough. Be respectful, even and especially if the officer is not. If you're driving at night and you're stopped, turn on the interior lights right away, put your hands up on the dash or even in the air. Never give a policeman an opportunity or an excuse to go upside your head, even if you know not all of them will. And then it's the words that choke in the throat of every father who has to utter them. And you will have to utter them because the kid is going to say to you, why I got to do all that? And you've got to tell him because, boy, you're suspect and a target for no other reason than that you are young and black and therefore perceived as dangerous. It ain't fair, but it's what you got to deal with. I had that talk when my son turned 16 a few years ago and got his driver's license. And it was 3 years late and redundant. 3 years earlier, I was away on a fishing trip. He was at home with his mother. Middle of the night, the alarm went off. She went down and found the back door wide open. She ran back up to huddle in our son's room with him until the police arrived. In a few minutes, the police were banging on the door. With great relief, she was about to let them in when our son said, wait a minute, and asked her to let him go down to the door with her. He said he didn't want the cops to find him in the house without her and mistake him for an intruder and shoot him. At 13, he already knew the deal. Nice neighborhood, middle of the night, his mom is very fair, he is not. He did the math. I was very proud of him, but it broke her heart that her 13-year-old child couldn't feel safe with his own mother in his own house. It breaks my heart what happened to that boy down there in Florida. There are so many questions out there, but there is one that really begs an answer from me. How do you claim stand your ground as part of your defense when you're in pursuit and the cops have already told you, don't do that? I'm just saying. That's our broadcast.